This video is going to be all about the complete build of the Secure Suite that we've done from bare fit out all the way to completion now. You'd have seen a number of the videos throughout the time that we've had this build, but this is just going to be a total video to show you the steps that we've taken all the way through from start right the way through to finish. So you join me here in what is now a completely empty shell. What this is going to be is a series of ultra secure suites. So this area that I'm in right now is actually going to be turned into one particular client's suite. This is going to have the capacity to have up to 20 full 42U racks within the suite with its own security systems internally. So there's going to be cameras in here, there is going to be security doors. Within here they'll have their own space to create their rack layout. So the rack layouts will be done. And then all the power that's coming in is going to be bought in separately. The cabling is all going to be overhead structured cabling. This is all part of a project that is formed from initial consultation with the customer, who are looking to effectively shrink down their current footprints into 2 or 3 major spaces, of which we were very lucky to have been chosen. And one of the main reasons we were chosen is because of the flexibility that we can offer in the Secure Suite builds that we can do. Quite simply, we can do whatever it is that is required for a customer. It could be biometric sensors on doors. It could be open security systems for their cameras. You could have complete branding in here. You can have whatever flooring you want. You can have ballistic walls, different door features, different entry systems. Everything we can do, we can consult with you all through that process. So what we're going to do over the next 6 weeks is we're going to come in to this room and I'm going to show you the differences that we can make throughout the build process. Ultimately, the idea of this is to show you the selections and the processes that we can go through to be flexible with you whilst we're building an ultra secure suite. So as you can no doubt see, we're still in strip out mode here at the moment, but ultimately this room is going to transform into a secure suite. So to give you an idea, we're going to have structured overhead cabling. So all the power is going to be coming in roughly from around over here. It's going to be all overhead and fed separately from 2 different UPSs. So each of the racks will be dual fed. We're also going to have, if you just pan down a little bit, you can see the state of the flooring currently. This flooring is actually going to be replaced with specialist, basically specialist data suite flooring, so anything anti-static, fire retardant, obviously. And we're also going to have dedicated fire protection system in here as well. All the racks, as normally within our data floors, will all have fire trace within it. So over the weeks, we'll show you hopefully some of the key changes that are going to be made within the room. And ultimately, this will end up being this client's secure suite, which will look nothing like this. Thought it would be worthwhile just showing a few of the updates going on in the background with regard to some infrastructure changes that we're making, bringing in new power, bringing in new cooling. The clips that you'll see in this video are from some of the core drilling that we've had to do to bring in the new cooling infrastructure. So some of those walls are 2.5 meters thick. We're using diamond tip steel drill bits to go through. So in terms of internal suite wise, we are in the process of getting ready to level the floors out. Just with a usual leveling compound. We've started some of the stud wall preparation in here. Those walls are ready to have the secure cladding put over the sides. Following on from that, we'll be starting to bring in some of the power from overhead power cabling, and some of the cooling infrastructure will probably start coming in. But obviously before then, we've got a few more aesthetic pieces to do, and that's basically about it. First things first, obviously the flooring has now been fully leveled with obviously the required leveling compounds. And then the other things that have changed really, we've now started installing the air conditioning units. So these 2 air conditioning units here are 25 kilowatt DX units, so direct expansion air conditioning units. What's going to happen is that there are going to be 2 rows of racks. So there's going to be 2 hot aisles and 1 cold aisle, which is going to be a central cold aisle. So the air will obviously come in through the front of the rack as cold air and be dispelled through the back as warm air, which will then be recycled up through the DX units and then pumped back out again as cold air. The cladding is now up on the walls, so this is all a secure cladding. The ceiling will link into this, and then obviously the flooring will go over the top, and then we have the opportunity, if we needed to, there's another room next door to this that we can also build out as another suite. Some of the power cabling is now started to come into the room. 2 cables are going to be feeding 1 rack. So obviously I mentioned in one of the first videos that we did that the power that we provide is dual fed. So power comes from separate UPSs and from separate LVs as well. So it's diverse and resilient power. So that's that coming through there. Next steps are going to be some of the pipe work for the air conditioning is going to be coming up through the floor above the ceiling. As again, I mentioned that all the cabling is going to be structured overhead cabling coming in. And then once all the cabling's in, the wiring for the camera systems and all other access control stuff will be coming in as well. And then we'll start putting the ceiling on, and then the flooring will go down, and hopefully you'll start seeing some racks in the room soon. Hi guys, welcome back to part 4 of the Secure Suite blog. As you can see, things have changed. So since the last episode, if you will, we've had a lot of progression. So we've now got all the ceilings in, all the carpeting is in, so the anti-static carpeting is in, and obviously you can now see the first series of racks that are going into this room as well. Other changes that have happened, so we've now got the power feed cabling down into the racks itself. We've also got all the racks ready to cabled up for fire trace, our fire suppression system. So the next steps in this room, there's going to be Vesda coming in, and then we've got all our cabling to come in for the camera positioning. After that, we've then got a few finishing touches to put onto the walls itself. This has still got the covering on it at the moment, and that's just to protect the cladding behind it. That's all really. After that, we've got the hot and cold aisle containment coming in. So we're going to have obviously containment coming from the top of the rack here up to the ceiling point, which will keep the cold air in the cold aisle, and then the warm air will come out obviously in the hot aisle. And then we're also going to have curtaining put here to keep the cold aisle contained as well, and that will be the same at the other end as well. So you join me now back in the suite, which is now fully completed, ready for the customer to move in. And I just thought I'd take a moment to show you, or just to talk you through some of the changes that we've made since the last video. Everything is all now contained fully, so all of the structured cabling is in, it's coming in overhead and then joining up to the top of the racks here. Obviously we've got all of our in-rack fire suppression system is in, so that's all in and cabled up, ready to go. All the hot and cold aisle containment, so obviously the central aisle is going to be the cold aisle. All the air conditioning units are in, that will all be filtering out and coming through, as I mentioned in a previous video. We've got all the anti-static flooring is all in, as I've shown. We've got the smoke detection that is in as well, so that's our Vesda system, that's all in as well. All the network cabling is in, the security cameras are all in and cabled up, ready to go. All we're waiting for now is just a few final little touches from our customer to make this their own suite. So as you can see, there's been a huge change here in this room from what it was as a shell and core room to what it is now as a completely finished secure suite. A lot of this work has been done in-house by our in-house engineers and team. And we here at Cyberfort are really, really pleased with the way this room has come out. And I also know for a fact that my customer is really, really pleased with it as well. Thank you very much for watching this series of videos, guys. I hope you found it all to be of use. Any interest in any secure suite builds, how we did it, anything like that, please do get in touch. And I look forward to hearing from you.